Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have something a little different than my normal videos. I am going to be sharing some new supplies that I just got from Cafe Analog, and along with showing you the items that I got, I'm actually going to be creating with the very limited supplies that were included. So everything that I'm showing you now I'm going to be creating with. And the first few things are these stamps. I've got 3 of these really lovely Liberty HK stamps and then some classic-y washi tape. So I've got 2 of the dictionary Liberty HK stamps, and then I've got like 1 of the postal theme stamps. I believe it came as through a collection, but I have been sent 1. And then I've got this lovely envelope filled with some paper goodies that I'm going to use to create a journal layout and some Happy Mail envelopes and a card. So I'm just showing you quickly in there what is included in this little envelope. I am an ambassador with Cafe Analog, so these items were sent to me for free to create with and to have fun, and I just really enjoy them. I love wooden stamps. They're one of my favorite things to create with, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. So let's just get right into it. I've kind of showed you there. I'm pulling out my journal, and then I've got some envelopes and a card that I'm going to be creating with. And I'm going to pull over my Sormine Ink Bean ink pads. I love these things. I also got them from Cafe Analog. The colors are fantastic. The inks are really vibrant. My only complaint about them, which can't really even be considered a complaint, but it's that they're very wet and they do take some time to dry. And I do tend to struggle with that. The inks that I normally use, that I enjoy using, are the Memento inks, and those dry pretty quickly. And so it takes some getting used to create with these ink beans because the ink is very wet, which is great. It gives you a great stamping image, but you do have to mind that it takes some time to dry. So anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm just ripping this envelope apart, which I know, can you believe I would even do something like that? But the reason I'm doing it is because I actually want to use the little collage that was created. And at first I thought I wanted to put it in my journal, and then I decided it was taking up way too much space and decided to use it somewhere else. And I just quickly added a little bit of glue behind one of the leaves because it's a dried pressed flower on the front of that. And it was just coming up a little bit, so I just put some glue to make it sturdier. And so here you can see that instead of putting it in my journal, I'm actually just going to put it on the front of this greeting card. I have a bunch of these blank greeting cards, and sorry, I've got hiccups. I just like to decorate the front of them, and then I can either put stuff inside of or write a quick little note. And it just creates an easy way to put something pretty in the mail, and that was already created for me. I didn't even have to make it. It almost feels like thievery, stealing the pretty artwork that Dee made on the front of that envelope and sending it off to someone, but I'd rather reuse it and gift it that way than have it just sit in my stash or be thrown away or anything like that. So there you can see now I have started to work on my journal spreads, and like I said, the supplies I have are very limited. I didn't pull anything else from my stash, just the papers that were included in that little envelope. And I'm going to try to create some journal layouts. So I love using limited supplies. I really do love it. I enjoy it. It really makes things a lot easier for me. But I did seem to struggle. Even though all of these things were pretty cohesive and they look really nice together, I did struggle a little bit. I just felt like I didn't have enough to choose from, like especially with the envelopes. I think the envelopes look okay, but I would have wished to have had a little more to play with, like paper-wise. I love the stamps. I feel like I'm going to use these stamps on everything, but I feel like I could have had more fun with the envelopes if I had a few more supplies, but the point of the video was to just use the limited supplies that I had. So that was fun. I did enjoy that. So I'm going to move along to an envelope now, and the reason that I wanted to do some mail art or to decorate some envelopes is because there was a few pieces of paper. There were some labels, and then there was a few pieces of paper that looked like they would hold an address really well. And so instead of trying to incorporate that into my journal pages, I decided to try to just decorate some envelopes for some outgoing happy mail. And I've said this before in my mail art videos that I love having pre-decorated everything in my journals, but also my envelopes, because sometimes when I get a lot of incoming mail in at one time, having the time to actually write and respond a decent letter, and having to decorate an envelope and having to find a bunch of pretty things to include in the envelope, it can sometimes be overwhelming and put me off for a while. So if I have the ability to just sit and write a letter and not have to worry about decorating or doing anything like that, I can just, pull an envelope that's already decorated, pull out a card that's already decorated, and pull out something, pieces of pretty paper things that I've already put together. If I don't have to worry about that part of it, it makes my letter writing process so much easier, which is why I enjoy doing, the pre-decorated, envelopes and little goodie packs and stuff. It works for me. I know a lot of people it may not work for them because they like to do it, as part of the process. But for me, with all of the children that I have at home, 2 of them being very small, I need to focus on getting things done quickly. And letter writing is not something that I want to do quickly. I want to take my time, and I really want to enjoy the letter and enjoy the writing and just really give a piece of my heart to whoever I'm writing to. I think that's very important. And at one point, I think it was last year or maybe even the year before, I was writing to probably 50 people all over the world. And that's a lot of people to give your heart to. And so I had to figure out a way to effectively do that. And part of that process was being able to pre-decorate everything and kind of take the strain and the hassle of doing everything all at once away, so I could put all of my energy and time and focus into the letter, because in my opinion that is the most important part. So moving on, I am trying to figure out what to do with this really thick card. It's really thick, and I know if I put it into my journal page, it's going to create some issues later on down the road when I'm trying to write on the opposite page of it. It's going to create like a bump, and I didn't feel comfortable putting it in my journal, but I was trying to find a way, and I ended up leaving it, I think. And just adding some more stamps to this page, and oh my gosh, look what I'm doing right there. I'm pressing down the page on that wet ink, and I don't know about that yet. I assume that ink is dry, but you wait. You just wait. When I turn that page, I'm going to find out that ink was not dry. So I second generational stamped this mailbox one. And when I originally did it, I did red and blue to give like that airmail kind of feel and look to it. And the ink was still on there, and I just did a second generational stamp, and it still looks really good. The ink is not wet because there wasn't much ink on there to begin with, so it didn't wipe away just then when I was rubbing it. And I just put this really pretty bird stamp over top of it. I love the way that little collage looks. I think that's really sweet and special, and it gives me texture, with that piece being able to flip up like that. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I need to start doing that more often, stamping on vellum and doing little flip-ups like that, because I think that's really cute and really special. Can you see the ink? I haven't figured it out yet. You wait until I figure it out. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so how are you guys? I hope you're doing well. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I've had a big bump in subscribers over the last month or so, and if you are new, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate your time. It's really, really special to me that we have this great community over here where we can craft together and communicate with each other in the comments down below. I really, really enjoy that. I get a lot of really good feedback, and I just really love that. So welcome to my channel, and if you have any questions, always leave them down below. I am pretty good at responding to all the questions. And if you have any requests, let me know. I'm happy to kind of cater to what everybody is interested in right now. I have been doing some new things on my channel recently where there it is. I just saw that the ink is wet. But I've been doing some new things on my channel where I am kind of playing with other things and showing you different things. So if you have questions about anything, please let me know, and I will be happy to help out with that and maybe film a video. So as I was showing you guys the close-ups of everything, I didn't notice, but I remember that there was the dried flower on the initial envelope, and I remember I have some dried flowers, some pretty hydrangea petals right here that I thought would look really good and kind of be cohesive with what I was creating originally, kind of mocking from doing the little collages and using the stamps. And I thought this was the perfect way to add that little touch. So I hope that you have enjoyed that. I think I am going to be just about done. As I've said before, if you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them down below. If you have requests or concerns or anything like that, please let me know. I'm an open book. And I hope that you have enjoyed your time in my office today. So here's a close-up of the flowers, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye!